You're going to help me. I want to get admission in this school. I want to change from that our town school to this one. He said, what about your dad? He said, I said, it's not around. It's not here. But I want to stay in this school. Now, the man started helping me, but told me to tell me to invite my father. What I'm trying to tell you the school is that there are some things that when you don't become that at a particular time, it will be late. There is a level of thought that when it is not forged in your life at a particular time, that way of thinking, that it will be late. That way, a particular way of thinking. This brain that is making me to preach immortality, I had it that time. And excuse me, if you know how far my village is from that school, and I was going there every morning with bicycle. Sometimes I would sit down here and said, I would ask myself, I said, how were you trying to ride from that village to that school every morning and come back every day? When my daddy saw that I was already to change my mind from that school, he came there. So when somebody come to me and said, Brakadabara, Rabaka, I prophesy. So what do you mean? You don't prophesy greatness. Greatness is a thought. It's a vision. It's a passion. It's somebody that those who are great cannot do without. You can't encourage me. Great men don't wait for encouragement to apprehend their destiny. They go all out. And hear me, you cannot use encouragement to make a man who doesn't have passion to be great. Let me say it again. I say you cannot use long preaching. You can't use what? You cannot use long preaching to put fire on somebody who doesn't have fire. Those who have fire, before you start preaching, they are already there. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? I said those who are what? Those who have fire. Jesus began to say at the age of 12. Sometimes I'm somebody who is already 30, 40. You're waiting for people to be pushing him to do something that he should have personal inspiration to do. Why do you want people to keep on nudging you? If you're here, you have a future. You have a wide nature that can take what you want. Behave it. And don't allow anybody to tame you. When Jesus was 12, he couldn't be tamed. He went to the temple and ignored his father and mother at the age of 12. I was there. Excuse me. Let me ask you, did Jesus care about what he ate? Was he careful? Does he not know that his father and mother will look for him and he ignored them? Sometimes we recognize things that doesn't make meaning to delay our life. Let me say again. Sometimes people recognize as a matter of weakness. They recognize something that should not be recognized because they are weak. It's not your portion. I thought you would shout amen. I said it's not your portion. I didn't hear your amen. Everybody who knows me knows that I don't play with books. You must read. People of God is people of books. Because God hides his destiny and the destiny of the people in books. Let me say again. I said people of God are people of books. When Jesus was born, he went to the book of Moses. He went to the book of the prophets. He went to the Psalm and was looking for things that were written concerning him. He didn't go to look for those who would predict his future for him. He began to look for his future in books. If you want to know a man of God that will go far, what he will say will be clear to him every day. Every day. It doesn't confuse you. If you were here 2 weeks ago, some of the things I'm saying now, I've said it already. I'm emphasizing it. I'm emphasizing some of them because I'm daddy. Now, why I'm emphasizing it, what I said 2 weeks now, is because of its importance and to tell you that this is my life. Whatever you like, emphasize it. Now, some people don't understand something in first hearing. I said some people don't understand certain things in first hearing. Sometimes they need more than second hearing. So you drum it. You keep on drumming it. You keep on saying that is it. The other day I was telling somebody, I said, you think I'm worrying you about reading? I said, she called me and said, have you gotten my books? What about the series of the program? I started worrying her. She said, I said, I'm sorry about trying to worry about books all the time. He said, Daddy, that's how you are. You always say, read. I said, I told her, I said, if you come home and you finish eating and you are tired, you're so tired, I said, try and read one page. No matter how tired. Read, because of how important what you know is. Because when you know, you leave it out. And everybody that meets you will know that you know it. Then you grow. Then you see other people's weakness. I was telling them in the morning when we were praying, I said, when those girls thronged at the royal harem of Shushan to scout for the king, Esther saw their blindness and know that they will have nothing to do with palace. Those chewing gum girls that came there and be within chewing gum and be doing their finger like that, they think that a man who is upon a palace is worried about a woman's finger. If what is worrying him is just a finger, an ordinary finger, he will not tell men to censor girls. But if you want to marry, do you tell men to censor your wife? Do you not fall in love? The king refused to fall in love. He wasn't even looking for a pretty girl. She wanted a woman that's qualified. Somebody who was raised with palace mentality. And Esther was the person. So there's really no competition in life. Just I don't know what I'm saying anything to anybody. Am I saying something to anybody? Have we read that place 24, right? 23:9. Somebody help me read it. Help me read it quickly. 23 verse number 9. And call no man father upon the earth.
For one is your Father which is in heaven.
He said, don't call anybody father, because you have only one father. Now, when the word father, Abba, when you say Abba, you're saying my source, my everything, my destiny, Abba. So when you say Abba to a man, you have ended your life in him. So Jesus said, if Joseph was prone to death, if I call him Abba, I will die like him. Because it is what daddy has that he gives. So what Jesus did was avoid a particular fatherhood and embrace the fatherhood of his future. He embraced daddy that has everything. And let me come quickly. Embracing daddy that has everything, he tried to reflect the image of that daddy in a mental framework. If you're here, you're a woman, let me ask you to do something about love, to understand something about love. If you have 5 girls and you discover that one think like you and look like you, there is something that looks like a tie between you and her out of all your girls. It's automatic. If you are a man and you discover that you give birth to a boy that look like you, think like you, you don't know when you fall in love with him, because even the boy will know that you are his kind. He'll come back and say, Daddy, he will feel something for you. Are you alright? And it's a small boy. The way your trouser is looking, are you worried? That thing the boy is trying to share with the daddy is a love that is divine. Something that attached, that is bringing that boy to the father because of image. So when God created man, he put in man his image. When Jesus came to the earth as Son of God and as a God, the Bible says in Colossians 1 that he came with that image. Now the image includes physical appearance, the image includes spiritual image, the image also includes men reasoning the same way. Let me ask somebody to listen. People depends on their mental framework to apprehend their inheritance. Did you hear that? Let me say again. I said people depend on imparted mental framework to apprehend. So if your daddy has everything, in the day of sharing of inheritance, daddy will depend on the value or his image in you to give you inheritance. In chapter 15 of the book of Luke, the prodigal son didn't care about the mental framework of his father, but he cared about inheritance, and he didn't know that the inheritance is being sustained from the mental framework. Now, when he took the inheritance without mental framework, image of his father, the Bible said he ended with pigs. A lot of children are still ending with pigs when they think that all they need is their daddy's house and car, and they didn't know that that man bought those houses or built them from influence of experience and pain. So when they grow up, they want to avoid all the image, the experiences of their father, only to go and lay hands on the inheritance. Many of them don't sustain it, particularly in African society, where men don't know how to bring their children to the tent of ideology that made them who they are. Let me say again, I said, particularly in where? In Africa, in Africa, where men don't know how to bring their children to ideological tent that made them who they are, and also gave them what they have. When I go home after the night meeting, I go home, I bath. I wanted to start thinking about interpreting the move of God through books, and I saw restlessness. I came down to the hall here. When we started praying, I started praying with people who are around here. You know, they were almost all of us, apart from Stephen Gideon, they were all, you know, young sisters. So we're all praying. I mean, probably said, okay, we're all praying here. I prayed till after 1, and then I left to 1. When I was praying here, I told them, I said, this thing that brought me down this morning here is why I'm shepherd. Now, any pastor of Locust Army I should love should have it. I cannot be that way, and you're trying to pastor here with some kind of weakness. What I would do when you're behaving something I don't have is to tolerate you. Maybe you didn't hear what I said. I don't need to say it. I said, when you're behaving something that is not in me, or when you're trying to pastor this church the way it should not be pastored, all I will do is to wait on you, to be patient with you. But if it's to share anything with you, I will never share it. Sharing is not even, it's emotional. It's not about my will. When your son behaves like you love him. Genesis chapter 1, 26, image. Sometimes when I look at young boys who should behave like lion, fight, take everything they're supposed to take, and they behave weak, sit around places and cluster around, there is no way my soul can go after them. Because there is a life they have, they are wasting. The earth is not a place where men should be weak. It is a place of stand up. I said it. Can someone say the earth is a place of stand up? It's a place of stand up. There is nothing on earth that is waiting for anybody. Let me say again, I say, and the earth doesn't care about what you feel. It cares about your readiness to take whatever you must take. Let me say again, I said the earth doesn't care about what you feel. It cares about your readiness to take whatever. Listen. And it doesn't say no to men when they are really ready to take what they see. If I stay in my room there, I'll be wondering the kind of war that will happen between me and God and angels at our church. The kind of violence. I like violence. The kind of violence I will unleash. The kind of war, the kind of opposition I will bring against Satan.
Reverend Chris Christian is an apostolic prophet who has written over 80 books and still writing. You can get a copy of his revelational and life-changing books like Understanding the Subtlety of Manipulation, Understanding the Ventrance Heaven, Understanding the Act of Hearing the Voice of God, Rapture, Losing the Seal Volume 1 to Volume 6, and many more. A copy of this book at Shekinah Media House, 42 Muiwa Opaleye Street, Abuja Surulere, Lagos. All call. Thank you.
The only person that can train me is a lion God. I said, only what? No. I cannot be part of anything that is weak now. No. I can't be part of anything that is weak. It's impossible. I can't cope with it. I can't be part of anything that is normal. That is what? No, I can't be part of anything that is following process, status quo. No. I'm a seed of revolution. And hear me, I'm not waiting for you to like me. I'm already like that. That's why I do impossible things. When I say come here, come back here in the evening, I don't care how far your house is. If your house is very far, don't go anywhere after service. I don't know. Listen, try and, you know, I'm talking about fatherhood. Excuse me, try and listen. There are things I will never understand. Sometimes some people come around me, believe I should pity them. I say, I am trying to understand pitying a human being. It's my weakness. I'm going to make you to understand. Yes. I'm going to make it. That is the way I run. But to go and hold somewhere and be waiting for somebody who's supposed to encourage us to be encouraging. No, get a home moment. How you know? Hey. It was that the mental image in the man that God gave dominion. And when Jesus came, he said, wow. So it is this mental image gave dominion. I need to get it. Now some people want to manifest dominion when they don't have the mental image. The mental image is known in thought. I said some people do what? They go to Satan and say, I command you. There's something I wrote about Satan. I said Satan is a bookworm. He's a head in that course today. You will see it in the evening. Satan is what? Now, then I said in that course, I said, if Satan is a bookworm and the church is at this level as they are now, and the way they relate with knowledge, that pain will remain with them. He liked reading. That's why he went to Jesus and said, in the book of Matthew, he said, did you say you're a man of God? He said, yeah. And the son of God said, he said, in the book of Psalm 91, he said that he'll give his angel charge over you. He quoted it. Now, I said I didn't read that. He quoted it. He read it. He studied Bible. That's why he liked light. Now, if you look at, all right, just because my time is running away. If you compare Genesis chapter 1, 26, 27, 28 with the book of Colossians chapter 1, 15 to 18, it talks about the dominion of a particular image, mental image, in somebody that will enjoy the inheritance of his father. Let me not jump it. Genesis chapter 1. Somebody help me read quickly now.
And God said, let us make man in our image,
yes,
after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea,
yes,
and over the fowl of the earth, over
yes,
the cattle, and over all the earth,
yes,
over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
Yes.
So God created man in his own image.
Yes.
In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
Colossians chapter 1 verse 15. Thank you, Solomon. The book of Colossians chapter 1. Colossians chapter 1 verse number 15. Quickly, the book of Colossians, the image. He said, who is the image of the invisible God?
The firstborn of every
creature. He said, for by him we are all things created that we are in heaven
and that are in earth,
visible and invisible,
whether they be
dominions and thrones, principalities or powers.
All things are created by him and for him.
He said, for he is before all things,
and by him all things consist.
He said, for he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning,
the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence.
Now, if you look at that place, Jesus said, image to take is necessary. Spiritual image, mental image. That I would like to write down. Every destiny that daddy will give to his children is being guided by an angel. If your daddy owns everything, do you know it? There's a difference between what you know in your head and what works in your subconsciousness. Now, if you know it, do you act on it? Do you act? Do you behave it? You cannot be able to behave it until you transfer it from the conscious realm to the realm of the subconscious, where it controls you. Whatever that is left in the realm of consciousness, you have choice to act on it. But when you transfer something from the realm of consciousness to the realm of the subconscious, it takes over your life. Let me say it again. I said, if you succeed in transferring a confession, a belief, from the realm of consciousness to the realm of the subconscious, that belief will start governing your life. Now, but you should ask, how do you transfer it? Like if you've had me say that my daddy owns everything, you are only hearing it. Hearing it in this service is not enough. Hearing me now and the service end is not enough. Because hearing me only is keeping it in the realm of consciousness. But if you must transfer it, you must keep hearing. Apart from hearing, you must meditate. Apart from meditating, you must believe it. Apart from believing it, you must say it is about me. When Jesus came to the earth, he reduced energy in reading everything. Maybe I should help somebody here to say to you, reduce energy in reading everything. Because you cannot possibly meditate on everything. When Jesus came on earth, because of the importance of transferring information from the conscious realm to subconscious realm, he studied only things that concern him, so that he can have enough time to meditate on them. Sometimes what we only read doesn't make meaning until we meditate. Let me give that on paper to write it down. I said sometimes what we only read doesn't make meaning. A message at only first hearing might not really make meaning until you transfer through continuous hearing. Tell me thank you if you're hearing me. Well, let me tell somebody here, listen, your future is in your hand. Now, if we have to take care of is not looking for money or looking for job, you should take care of what is in your subconscious. Because you are born to create. If greatness is imparted in your subconsciousness, if there's no job, you will create job. Defeat, victory, greatness is a behavior of the subconscious. So you cannot possibly subdue a man who have taken care of himself. Let me say again, I said, you cannot subdue a lady that have done what? No. She spent time to impart her subconscious. You can't take her for granted. So I said, do you know your daddy? There are so many things to know. The other day I said, one of the ways to know how far you will go is to know the first person, the most influential person of your life, and then two more other people. Sometimes the most influential person of your life is not consciously chosen. Excuse me. Every kind of destiny connects us to ourselves through love. And love and faith is the highest form of emotion. Let me say again, I said love and faith. Love and faith and hope have the highest form of emotion. So whatever that we get into people's subconscious very fast and then be housed there must involve love. That is why you don't toy. You don't play with people you feel something for. One of the ways to know that somebody's life doesn't bother you is because you don't feel anything. Anybody you don't feel anything for, you cannot go far with him or her. Let me say it again. Anybody you don't feel anything for, you cannot go far. One of the ways to know that this church is your church, a particular church or your people is your people, is that when you go there, you love people there. You love people that are there. That's why there are some things God give to you as part of attraction. Allow me to keep saying it. I said there are some things God gives to you as part of Part of your attraction. He give it to you to magnet people around you. He give it to you to win love. Because the love is a strong emotion. What am I not fine? Huh? If you will take so much from your father, you will love him. Let me ask you to listen. Why that boy in the book of Luke, the prodigal son, was able to leave his father's house and be staying with the harlots? It's because there was no real love. If that boy loved his father, he would not be able to leave his father. He would not live that way. And what will worry the boy is not just things. He cannot possibly abandon his father and family and walk away. Luke said in the book of Acts of Apostles, Dr. Luke, he said, I commend you to God and to the word of his grace that will build you. And then the building will give you inheritance. In Matthew chapter 3, the Bible said that the evil spirit that torments people live in their mental house. I will, even if that's the last thing I said, I'll start praying. I've tried. Try and listen. The evil spirit that live in people, poverty, sicknesses, sudden death, live in people mental framework. So when you see people that way die quickly, they will behave it. It's a character. Death is a character. Poverty is a character. It's a building. The angel must live in people before he can destroy them. Because it is the building and the spirit that attract the accident. Accident and poison is attracted. Sudden death is attracted. It has aura, signals, a behavior. And time will not allow me to tell you, how do people make themselves ready for death? From a framework. Excuse me. Nobody dies until that person build a framework for the angel of death. When somebody said somebody was sleeping, and then jack up in the night, I said, why? They're killing me, nobody's killing her. She's killing herself. Whatever that's making her to shout is in her. After other people in the room are sleeping, why is she the only person shouting? Whatever that is killing her, why didn't she touch other people? Excuse me. Excuse me. Somebody is in a room with so many people and suddenly she just shouted. They're pushing me. Tell her to sleep and you start sleeping. But whatever that is pursuing her, and not allow that to pursue her to distract you. Something she carried in the afternoon was fighting everywhere with it. You know that she went somewhere, slap people, hold somebody on the clothes. And then because that was afternoon, he was not sleeping. And then when he lied down, now that thing that made her to be boxing people manifested. But when she slapped somebody in the market, nothing was wrong with it. That is the character of the demon in her. Tell me thank you. If you want to know the spirit in you, you will know the spirit in the character of the spirit. I said the only person that can train me is a lion God. Because the spirit in me can only be attracted by a lion nature, a lion character. I don't believe in defeat. I can't change. It is only a lion that can say I can't die. That, oh, it's only a lion now. Hey church, I say it is only a lion that can say I'm not dying. Because he's the king. Church, I don't know what, am I saying anything to anybody? Am I saying anything to anybody? Am I saying something to somebody? Now, Hebrews chapter 1, 2, 3. I want to talk about that inheritance. Then I'll begin to close. There is an inheritance there. There is an inheritance. Something you're supposed to have. I don't know. Please, if you're here, you're a father. Please, try and listen to me. The money you will use and build a house and keep for your children, use it to send them to school and make them important. When they go to school and become important, they will build a house on their own. Don't leave them empty and be saying you're building a house for them. If they are empty, houses will not make meaning to an empty man. He will sell the house. Locust Army International began from one room, but I had a structure. I had a structure. People will say to me, say, look at young men and women staying in one room, saying they are praying. When we see how far they go, they didn't gossip, they told me to my face. I look at them, there is one thing I trusted. I trusted something I have become. They didn't know I'm like that. Sometimes people don't know you, they can talk to you when they don't know you. I was beyond that ordinary world of a street man. I said I was what? Huh? I said to myself, I said, what is in a woman's body to distract me? Christian is too much determined for an ordinary body of a woman. How will I forgive myself? If why I couldn't take what I want to take is that an ordinary body, a woman I have already rejected in marriage. Somebody I have said, I don't like you. That's why I don't want you in my house. If I didn't bring a woman in my house, it's somebody who is in the street that can come and distract me. Now, wow. And the other day I said, I raise only lions. I raise people who are sure of themselves. People who don't suffer intimidation. People who believe in themselves. People that will say, my father owned the earth and I can't be poor. I can't be poor. The poverty is not possible. It's a choice. That I have a kind of framework that nothing can damage. I spend time to build preeminence in myself so I can take anything I want to take. There is no force under the sun that can take me, because I have taken my future in my readiness. I am not here for love. What is mine is mine.